Ethan, you are so wrong.
It's silly for you to be jealous.
Really?
Yes. Teresa means nothing to me, and I mean nothing to her. She's madly in love with some other guy. It's ridiculous for you to think there's anything between me and Teresa.
He's very handsome, isn't he? Gwen.
You're wrong, Father. And I resent your assumption that I wanted to sleep with Teresa.
Oh, come off it, Ethan. Don't tell me that while you and Teresa were at the ballet, you didn't have one thought, not even a fleeting desire to take her to bed.
Absolutely not.
For God's sake, why? What were you thinking?
You know very well I was at the ballet representing the family because it was a Crane Industries event. I told you, Gwen was working. Mother insisted I take Teresa.
Yes, yes. You told me all that. Unfortunately, I believe you never laid a hand on her.
Unfortunately? What's that supposed to mean?
It means I wish you had at least given it a thought. It might prove that you have some of my blood in your veins and not just your mother's ice water.
I am a man, Father, with blood in my veins. I have desires just like any other man. But I reserve my passion only for Gwen, the woman I'm going to marry.
That's just the point. Of course you're going to marry Gwen. I mean, that's the very reason that you should sow a few wild oats while you're still free.
Look, that may be the way you did things back in your day, but it's different now. I don't need to sow any oats.
Think twice, my boy, before you commit yourself. I mean, you think about that curvaceous and lovely Teresa. She wouldn't say no to you.
I think she would. She knows how I feel about Gwen. In fact, she helped me make the decision to ask Gwen to marry me sooner than later.
Teresa did that?
Yes. And as I told you, she's in love with another man. And even if I was a player, I would not try to take a woman from another man. Have I made myself perfectly clear, Father?
Oh, I understand what you're saying, Ethan. I'm still not convinced it's the truth. It will go no further than this room if you tell me.
Tell you what?
The truth. There must have been a moment when you fantasized about taking Teresa to bed.
I'm sorry, Miguel. I'm sure you're a really nice person. I wish that I could remember what happened before the fire. And I wish that I could explain why I feel afraid of you.
Don't worry about it, Charity. I mean, you've been through a lot. And your memories will come back one of these days.
I hope so.
Just don't push yourself, Charity. Let things come back to you when you're ready.
Yeah, your Aunt Grace is right. All you need to know is you have family and friends and people who love you.
I can't wait to introduce you to all my friends.
And you and Kay are in the same grade, so I'm sure you share classes. I know she's gonna love that.
Why is everybody against me? Miguel is the only boy that I have ever wanted, and now everyone is conspiring to keep him away from me.
I think you're exaggerating a little, Kay.
Simone, you heard my mom in there telling Charity that she and Miguel could end up like my mom and dad, married. And just because Miguel saved Charity from some fire like my dad saved Mom 20 years ago?
It is an amazing coincidence that both Charity and your mom were in fires and then they lost their memories.
Coincidence, my foot. You're looking at the cause of that coincidence.
You got rid of Charity's mother, Faith, and got rid of Grace and Charity's memories. Good work, Tabitha.
Yes, but it's not good enough, Timmy. Charity's memory could come back, and with it the knowledge that she has the power to destroy me. No, I've got to get rid of her permanently.
So what if they were both in fires? What does that have to do with Miguel and me? Oh, I hate that girl.
I know just how she feels, Timmy. Kay and I are sisters under the skin.
You think she'll be a good ally for Timmy and Tabitha?
I do. I think she'll be an excellent ally.
How will you get her to help?
Oh, details.
Since Charity didn't die on those train tracks, my only hope is that my parents will send her to an asylum.
In your dreams, Kay, they're obviously not sending Charity anywhere.
Well, they should.
Why? There's nothing wrong with her except she can't remember things.
If she doesn't live in an asylum, where is she gonna live?
Kate, good news. Mom and Dad just made a decision that I know you want to hear.
What decision?
Charity's gonna be living with us. Permanently.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
What do you mean Charity's coming to live here? Is this some kind of sick joke? This isn't true. Charity is not coming to live in our house. You're just trying to make me crazy.
It's true, all right. And you better get used to it. Our cousin is going to be living here, and sooner or later, she'll realize how crazy she is about Miguel. You'll never have him now. I'll go inside and tell everyone how happy you are. This isn't happening.
What am I going to do?
I don't know. How long do you think that subliminal message you planted in Charity's mind will last?
Not long enough, I'm afraid. Come on, Simone. Let's go check out my room, see if there's anything else that we can get to help me seduce Miguel. Let's go through the front door.
That's it. What's it?
The detail. The detail I need to get Kay upset enough to finally want Charity dead once and for all.
What detail?
You'll see, Dim Dim. It's delicious.
Okay, Timmy and Tabitha can start tomorrow. But right now, Timmy and Tabitha need to get Timmy's costume ready for Halloween.
Halloween. My own special time. And it's just possible, Timmy, that when the harvest moon is high, I'll get my powers back.
Really?
Yes, and with Kay as my ally, Charity won't stand a chance. But for now, I have more important things to do.
Timmy will help.
No. You stay here, Timmy. I want you to keep an eye open for Kay if she comes back out. I have to strike while the iron is hot.
Kay has no idea what kind of trouble she's in for. Timmy doesn't have time to wait around for Kay. Timmy has more important things to do.
I did not fantasize about taking Teresa to bed, not for one moment.
I still find that hard to believe.
Father, I love Gwen, and I'm going to propose to her as soon as the engagement ring I want is ready.
Good. It's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Then why did you want me to go to bed with Teresa?
Oh, son, I just wanted you to have a little fun before you got into this marriage. I mean, of course, I'm very supportive of your marriage to Gwen. It's a good merger. It'll be great for Crane Industries, and...
That's not why I'm marrying Gwen. I would never give up my happiness for the business or money, or for the family empire.
Those are very idealistic words, Ethan.
Maybe so, but it's a fact. That's not who I am. And how could you even think I would do that?
Well, it happens, Ethan. I'm very glad you're in love with Gwen. It'll make the rest of your life easier being married to her. But it might be wise to mend your fences with her.
Well, you didn't help matters, Father, by making her think I have a thing for Teresa. She already has her own ideas on the subject.
Wait, you mean Gwen already suspected something was going on between you and Teresa without my input?
Yes.
Now, don't worry about it. There isn't a woman alive who isn't threatened by another young, beautiful woman.
But I don't want her to feel threatened.
Well, then why don't you have a nice romantic dinner here? A little candlelight, fire in the fireplace. Ivy and I are going out tonight, so you'll have the whole place to yourselves.
That's the first sensible thing you've said all day, Dad.
Could be the perfect occasion to let Gwen know in no uncertain terms that Teresa is not in your heart or your mind, that Teresa is no threat to her.
Yes. Ethan's a very handsome man.
I thought you would agree. You're not the first girl to have heart palpitations over my fiancé, Teresa.
Your fiancé? Mm-hmm. Are you and Ethan engaged, Gwen?
Unofficially, yes, but it'll be official soon enough. Or didn't you know that?
I know that you expect to marry Ethan someday.
That's right, I do. Both my family and Ethan's family expect us to marry. It's what the family wants, so our marriage is practically a fait accompli. Oh, that's French for it's a done deal.
Yes, I know what a fait accompli means. I've been studying French in school.
Well, good for you. French can be so useful in difficult social situations.
Yeah. The French also have another phrase, mariage de convenance.
Oh, a marriage of convenience, I see. So you think that Ethan and I are going to have a marriage of convenience? For the sake of money or position, Teresa?
No, that's not what I meant. What I mean is, well, your families do know each other, so I guess that makes it convenient.
Yes, it does, and I'm not going to deny the fact that our marriage would be good for business, for both families. But Teresa, love is the only reason Ethan and I are going to marry. I love Ethan, and he loves me. We've been in love forever, and we always will be. Ethan would rather give up his family fortune than marry a woman he didn't love.
So have you met him? The man of your dreams?
Yes.
Well, then you're halfway home. I don't know who he is, but if he lets you get away, he's crazy.
Well, he doesn't know how I feel about him. Not yet.
I can understand why you'd hesitate to tell him. But if he's any kind of man, he won't let his money or his family or anything stand in his way. I'd give up my fortune in a heartbeat for love.
I know. I know exactly how Ethan feels about love.
You do? Teresa, what makes you think you know how Ethan feels about love?
He told me.
He did? What did he say?
Well, we were so caught up in the romantic mood of the ballet. Well, you understand. Everyone in the theater was, I'm sure. Cinderella and her Prince Charming and all that.
I know the ballet very well.
So, it was only natural that Ethan and I talked about love.
Only natural? Well, what exactly did Ethan say?
He said he loves you. All he talked about was how much he loves you.
Oh, well, you poor thing, you must have been bored to tears if Ethan spoke about how much he loves me all night.
No, I could never be bored with Ethan. He was so kind to me, so considerate, so concerned with my feelings. He said that he knew for sure that I would overcome all the obstacles in my life to be with the man I love.
Well, it certainly sounds like Ethan. He's such a romantic.
Yeah, he is. I'll never forget my night with Ethan as long as I live.
So what you're saying is you'll never forget Ethan as long as you live, Teresa?
No, I meant that I'll never forget the entire experience of last night. I mean, I've never even been to a ballet before. It was magical. The dancers and their beautiful costumes, the lights and the music and the passion of love found, then lost, and found again. I wanted the night to go on forever. I guess that sounds pretty silly to you, how thrilled I was to see my first ballet. You've probably been going to ballet since you were a child.
I have been, yes.
Oh, you don't know how lucky you are to have lived that kind of life.
No, believe me, Teresa, I do know how lucky I am. Ethan, we were just talking about you.
I promised your mother that I was going to look after you. From now on, you're going to be another daughter to us.
I just told Kay the news. She couldn't be more thrilled.
Well, where is she anyway?
Oh, still outside. She's too emotional to come back in just yet.
You see? You're going to have two loving cousins that are like sisters to you.
I don't know what to say. Thank you for making me feel so welcome.
You're very welcome. In fact, more than you can imagine.
This is so great. I mean, you don't remember, but I showed you around Harmony. Kind of gave you a tour. You said you loved the town.
I did?
Yeah, and you said you never wanted us to be apart. Now we won't be.
Jessica, why don't you and Miguel take Cherry out for a walk? Get her acquainted with the new neighborhood.
Good idea.
You don't mind, do you, Miguel?
Mind? No, not at all. Not if Charity doesn't mind.
Well, no. It sounds like fun.
Great. Let's go.
Poor Charity. I know so well how she feels. Like it's just a whole new world.
Yeah. All we can do is make her feel at home. Make her feel welcome.
I want to do everything I can to make her life seem normal, to make her feel loved.
I'm not worried, because you always find the right things to say, the right things to do. She'll feel right at home here in no time.
I hope so.
She will.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go out to the car and bring in the stuff that we bought for Charity.
I'll make some snacks. Tabitha.
I'm so sorry, Grace. I thought you heard me come in.
No, yeah, I didn't.
Well, didn't I knock? Oh, I must be getting more senile than I thought. At any rate, I came back to ask how our little patient's doing now that she's out of the hospital.
She's doing fine. She's going to be living with us from now on.
Oh, is she? Well, that is wonderful news. I'm sure Charity must have been very thrilled.
Yeah, I think she was happy. I mean, you know, we're all she has now. We're her only family.
I'm sure she'll be very happy living here, Grace. You and Sam have such a happy home. And I know that you'll both treat her as if she were a daughter.
Well, we certainly plan to make her our own. Poor thing, she's been through so much.
Yes, I know. And I'm sure you'll want to give her as much privacy as possible while she adjusts to living here.
Privacy? You know, I hadn't even thought about that.
Well, don't you think it's wise? I mean, the poor girl is still coping with the loss of her mother and living in new surroundings with new people. I mean, she might find it difficult sharing a room with your girls.
You know, you're absolutely right. It means I'm going to have to ask Kay to move back in with Jessica.
Oh, had she moved out?
Yeah, she moved into my old sewing room. She and Jessica have been fighting a lot lately.
Oh, yeah. Understandable.
But they're just going to have to try harder to get along. Because you're right, Tabitha. Charity needs to have her own room right now.
Yes. Wise decision, Grace.
Kay will understand. She'll want to do whatever she can to make Charity feel more welcome.
I do love what you've done with this room.
Thanks. I did a lot of work on it.
Do you think Chad and I could use it sometime? When you're not using it, of course.
It's not going to be available, Simone. I mean, after Miguel comes here for the first time, he is going to be coming up that trellis every night. Now get off the bed. I don't want you to mess it up. I want everything to be perfect for Miguel.
Uh-oh.
What?
Miguel is taking Charity for a walk.
What?
Darn, I got a rock in my shoe. You guys go on ahead. I'll catch up with you.
That's okay. We'll wait.
It's all right, Charity. Be right behind you.
Come on, I'll show you around the neighborhood. Mrs. Hayward down the street has a really beautiful garden. And she even has a fountain right in front. Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Jessica, I could kill you! She's already arranging for Miguel and Charity to be alone. I've got to stop this now.
Charity, I just heard the good news. I'm so happy you're coming to live with us.
Thank you, Kay. Are you sure you don't mind?
Mind? I'm thrilled. Thrilled? That's not. Ow!
I just cannot wait for us to start being sisters, Charity. Why don't we go back to the house and I'll help you set up your new room?
Miguel and I were showing Charity the neighborhood.
Well, why don't we go get you settled in and then I'll show you the neighborhood, okay?
Okay.
Could anyone ask for a better friend than Kay Bennett?
Timmy? Where is that boy? I told you to stay outside the Bennetts to watch for Kay. Timmy! 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 What have you been up to now?
Timmy wanted to be a hound like you were for Halloween. And to scare that mean old cat.
Oh, and was Fluffy properly scared?
You thought Timmy get thrown in here, didn't you? It's not fair. That cat isn't even afraid of dogs.
Let me hear you bark. Now let me hear you growl. Ah, well, there's your problem. You have to sound like this. You see?
Wow. How'd you do that, Tabitha?
Practiced him, Tim. Unfortunately, I'm all roar and no bite. At least until I get my powers back. But if all goes well, we should have something to celebrate this Halloween.
You really think you're going to get your powers back on Halloween?
Yes. With Kay Bennett's help, it's possible. You see, Timmy, in my circle, there's a widely held belief that no one has as much psychic energy as a young girl.
Like Charity?
Yes. And like Kay. Kay is a perfect example, Timmy. You remember once she was willing to sell her soul to the devil to have Miguel for her own and to keep him from falling in love with Charity. She has intense hatred for Charity. I can see it in her eyes. She's ready to go off like a volcano.
Timmy's seen it too.
Well, should we get you out of this costume and go and watch the fireworks? Let's sacrifice the Virgin to the volcano.
You two were talking about me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I want to know what you were saying.
Actually, we were saying what romantic you are.
Oh, sounds like I have a lot to live up to.
Don't worry, darling. I like you just the way you are.
Well, that's good, because what you see is what you get. Oh, Gwen, your parents called. They left a message for you to call them. It sounded important.
Okay, I better call him back. I'm sure they just want to make sure I'm home early tonight. We have a business meeting with our attorney.
Okay. Well, you can use the phone in my room.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Teresa, I know I shouldn't ask you this, but how is it that you and Gwen were talking about me?
We were just talking about the ballet, and then I told Gwen how grateful I was that you took me.
Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me.
Was it?
Of course. I mean, I got a kick out of seeing you enjoy the ballet through your eyes. And I'm glad that we're close enough friends that you could confide in me about that guy you're in love with. So, how's it going anyway?
I'm making progress. At least I hope so. Someday, I'll know how much I love him.
I hope it happens soon. And I hope you have many more nights like the night at the ballet. Nights that light up your eyes and fill with wonder.
I hope so, too. I'd like nothing more.
Me too. Teresa, could you arrange a romantic dinner for me?
You want me to arrange a romantic dinner for you tonight?
Oh, I'm sure you can manage it. I want it to be a special night for a man and a woman. All right?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Teresa.
Sure. He wants us to have a romantic dinner tonight?
Ethan, I just spoke to my parents and they canceled the meeting for tonight.
I know. It was at my request.
You arranged for me to be free tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I want to be alone with the woman I love. You.
Whitney, it's me. You'll never believe it. Ethan just asked me to have a romantic dinner with him tonight. Yes! All my dreams are coming true. Whitney, I really need a favor. You know that fabulous dress I just bought? Yeah, with my first paycheck from Mrs. Crane? Well, I want you to go to my house and bring it to the Crane Mansion so I can wear it tonight. And can I borrow those earrings you got for last Christmas? Yes, thank you. They look terrific. What? Of course I'm sure. Ethan asked me to arrange a romantic dinner for two. And I know he wasn't talking about Gwen because she's busy tonight, some kind of meeting with her parents. Well, if he's not having dinner with me, then who? No, it's me, Whitney. Besides, Gwen is definitely jealous. And she wouldn't be if Ethan hadn't said something to her about his feelings for me. But I swear, I am not making this up. It is all happening much faster than I thought.
Hey, Charity. How was the walk around the neighborhood? Bring back any memories?
Oh, no. I did like what I saw, though.
Harmony's a great place, Charity. I mean, you're gonna love the high school. And you're enrolling just in time for the big Halloween dance.
Is it a very big school?
It may seem a little big to you at first. I mean, I know you're homeschooled, so you've never gone to school with other kids before.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, it's so weird how you guys know more about me than I do.
Oh, well, don't worry about it, Charity. You know, I'm sure you're feeling a little overwhelmed right now.
Hey, which is understandable. We don't want you to rush into anything. I want you to take all the time you need to start your new life.
And to make the transition smooth, we're gonna give you all the space that you need.
Yeah, I'm sure Kay won't mind.
No, I'm sure Kay will understand. We think it's what's best for you, Charity.
We'll understand what, Mom?
You're gonna move back in with Jessica. That way Charity can have your new room all to herself.
Oh, here we go.
Now let's see if I can count on Kay to truly be my ally.
But later.
Well, well.
Mr. Crane. Ethan. Well, do you approve?
It looks fantastic. As if you read my mind and knew exactly what I wanted.
It's what I wanted, too.
That girl's got great taste.
Most bewitching eyes.
Father, please, don't start.
Oh, come on, Ethan. You have to admit her eyes are astonishing.
I didn't notice. Now, can we drop this subject, Father? I mean, we've already had this discussion.
I just want to know one thing off the record. I mean, can you honestly say that you can look into those eyes and not be affected.
Yes, I can honestly say.
Then you're a better man than I. But do me a favor. Next time you're alone with Teresa, take a good long look in those eyes. You tell me if I'm wrong.
You want me to give up my room?
Yes, dear.
You want me to give it to Charity?
Well, if it's all right with you, Kay.
Mrs. Bennett, Kay's been wanting to be in that room for a long, long time.
Kay, I wouldn't think of taking your room. I would be happy to live with Jessica.
Don't be silly, Charity. You should have your own room. Like Dad said, it'll help you make the transition. And besides, you're used to having your own room. Kay and I are used to living together.
That's right, Charity.
But won't it just make the fighting worse?
No, not at all. Even if we do fight sometimes, Kay and I love sharing a room. Don't we, Kay?
I'm sure Kay won't mind giving up her room if it's best for you, Charity.
Well, Kay, it's up to you. It's your decision.
Kay would do anything for you, Charity, right, Kay?
Right, Miguel. Sure. I'll move back in with Jessica.
Fabulous. My plan worked.
You mean now Kay really hates Charity, right?
Right.
Timmy thinks Kay is the best liar in the whole world. Next to Tabitha.
I think she's going to work out really well for us. She's so furious, she's ready to tear Charity to pieces.
Well, this is it. Your new room. At least it will be once Kay gets all her junk out of here.
I love it, Kay. I can't believe you're being so nice to me.
Excuse me,
I can't believe how lucky we are to have you here, Charity.
These are the things that Chief and Mrs. Bennett bought for you.
Oh, thanks for bringing them up.
No problem.
You guys have the nicest parents in the whole world.
Well, they want you to think of them as your parents too, Charity.
I'll try.
Oh, hey, I love this video game. Do you play, Charity?
No, I don't know how.
Well, Kay's got it all set up, so I could teach you.
I don't know, Miguel.
Let Miguel teach you, Charity. He's the best.
Kay, maybe I should help you move some of your stuff back in your old room.
Well, I'll just have to clean out some drawers. You know, I'm sure Jessica's stuff is spread out all over the place.
Hey, maybe now that you'll be living here, you'll remember some of the wonderful times we had together before the fire.
You know, I was a little surprised that Kay was so gracious to give up her room. I know she was really looking forward to finally getting some privacy.
Oh, well, she knows it's more important for Charity to have her own space right now. Well, I better get busy. I want to have Charity's room all made up so she can be settled in before dinner.
Love you. Okay. Okay. Are you sure you're all right giving up your room? I mean, I know you're looking forward to finally getting some privacy.
Dad, I'm sure I'm fine. I mean, I want to do anything I can to help Charity.
Okay. Good. Because I have another favor to ask you.
What is it?
Well, I want you to keep a close eye on Charity for me.
Oh, believe me. I mean, I have every intention of doing just that.
Great. Because I think she's going through a real terrible time right now. Trying to cope with losing her mom.
I'm sure she is, Dad.
Yeah. You know, it's probably just a coincidence, but I still can't get over the fact that your mom and her niece were both in these terrible fires that almost killed them.
It is a weird coincidence, Chief Bennett.
Yeah, you know, it must be the cop in me, you know, trying to tie up loose ends. The Castleton fire chief described the fire that killed Charity's mother as strange. One of the most intense fires that he's ever seen before. Just like the fire your mom was in.
All right. Now for part 2 of my plan, I have to get Kay to come to my house.
But you hate having strangers in your house, Tabitha.
Ah, but Kay is a stranger no more. She's one of us now, Timmy. Wait. Someone's coming. Hide.
Oh, I could kill Charity with my bare hands.
Hey, your parents have taken Charity in, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I know. I can't believe my parents would do this to me.
They don't think they're doing anything to you. They don't know how you feel about Miguel.
But they know how badly I wanted my own room.
Don't get down on them. They think they're doing the right thing, and you agreed. Now, as far as Miguel goes, Charity does not know she used to like him. She's still afraid of him.
But that didn't stop her from asking Miguel to teach her how to play video games.
She felt safe because Jessica was there.
Oh, I am gonna kill Jessica, and you are gonna help me hide the body.
Okay.
I think that is my cue. Now I have to entice Kay into my spider's web.
What are you going to say to her?
I don't know, but it'll come to me.
Oh, you've been letting your imagination run wild, Gwen Hotchkiss. Ethan is in love with you. He doesn't care about that pretty little secretary. And if Teresa has a crush on Ethan, so what? I mean, who wouldn't? And I think Ethan's right. I think that she's just grateful for taking her to her first ballet. Anyway, Ethan has no interest in her at all.
Father, just cut it out, will you?
Just indulge your old man. Take a look into Teresa's eyes and tell me if I'm being ridiculous.
Isn't Mother waiting for you in the car? Good night, Father.
Good night, Ethan. Enjoy your evening.
Ethan,
I'll have this open in a minute.
is everything all right? I mean, is this really what you wanted? I wanted it to be perfect.
Oh, it looks just fine.
Just fine? Really?
Yes. It looks exquisite. Absolutely exquisite eyes.